In this lesson, we're going to explore APIs and learn what they do. APIs are like messengers that allow different apps or websites to talk to each other and share information. They help you get data from one place and send it somewhere else, which is what makes apps and websites work together. What is an API? Imagine you're using an app on your phone, like a weather app. When you open it, the app asks for weather data from a server, a powerful computer, and shows you the information. The way the app talks to that server is through something called an API. An API is like a set of rules that says how one app can ask another app for information and get it back in a way it can understand. HTTP methods. APIs use HTTP methods to tell the server what to do. These methods are like commands you give when you want something to happen. Get, when you want to get some information, like getting a list of users or weather data. Post, when you want to send information, like creating a new user or posting a comment. Put, when you want to update something that already exists, like changing your profile picture. Delete, when you want to remove something, like deleting a comment. These methods are how you interact with the data in an API. Endpoints. An endpoint is a special address, like a URL, where you send your requests. Think of it as a door that leads to the information or action you want. For example, users could be the door to get a list of users. If you want to create a new user, you might use the door users create. Each endpoint lets you do different things with the data. HTTP status codes. After you make a request, the server will reply with an HTTP status code to tell you what happened. 200. Okay, everything worked. The data you asked for is ready. 404, not found. Uh-oh, the server couldn't find what you were looking for. 500 internal server error. Something went wrong on the server side. These codes help you understand what happened with your request. JSON data. Most APIs use JSON, JavaScript object notation, to share data. It's a simple way of writing information that both the server and the app can understand. When you ask an API for data, it might send you something like this. This is just a simple way of saying, here's some information about Alice. Authentication and rate limiting. Some APIs need you to prove that you're allowed to use them, and that's where authentication comes in. It's like showing your ID card to get into a concert. Also, many APIs have something called rate limiting, which is a way of saying you can only ask for information a certain number of times in a given time. This is to make sure everyone gets a fair chance to use the API. By the end of this lesson, you'll understand how APIs work, why they use methods, endpoints, status codes, and JSON, and how authentication and rate limiting help make sure everything runs smoothly. APIs are like the magic behind all the cool things you can do with apps and websites.